This is the 2009 Reader's Theater, entitled This One Time Act, directed by Margaret Belos and Jeff Prisbillo, starring Annie Sauter, Tom Tracy, Brooke Farrell, and Phil Kaiser. This One Time Act.
Do you and your spouse need to get away from it all this summer?
Find a little time alone.
Rekindle the romance.
That weekend in Waikiki you always promised.
That 5-star cruise down the Danube.
But, wah, wah, wah.
What are you going to do with the kids?
Lousy kids.
You can't just leave them home alone.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
They'll burn the house down.
What will the neighbors think?
You can't take them with you. They're the ones who killed the romance in the first place.
You could give them to Grandma for 2 weeks.
They'll come home obsessive-compulsive. Well, have we got the answer for you? Here at our Camp Finder Network, for only $29.95, you'll have unlimited access to our website to help you choose the sleepaway camp that's perfect for your precious little angels.
Our camps range from a nice, relaxing weekend to an unbelievably refreshing 6 weeks.
6 weeks?
Yes, 6 weeks.
When your campers come home, they'll thank you for the time of their lives, and you'll thank us for all the quiet little moments.
You can choose from traditional sleepaway camps where we sing camp songs, toast marshmallows, and make crafts.
I just love making tie-dye shirts.
Last summer, we tied every shirt we brought with us. And then I did my sheets,
My shorts,
my socks, and our scrunchies.
And for the geeky kids,
We have speech camp.
theater camp,
journalism camp,
circus camp,
engineering camp,
Vocational tech camp.
chess camp,
Magic camp.
yearbook camp,
Secret agent camp.
secret agent camp,
We even have religious camp.
including but not limited to,
Baptist camp,
Catholic camp.
Evangelical camp.
we even have a Jew camp, yabba dibby 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 dum,
Hindu camp.
and a non-denominational camp.
At non-denominational camp, I learned to thank the planet for its bounty. I learned how to celebrate the holidays, and I even learned the right way to pray.
A woman.
We have camps for your child to further their interests and learn about themselves.
Multicultural camp.
Fat camp,
Weight loss.
Cheerleading camp.
Offensive left tackles camp.
modeling camp.
We even have camps that deal with those tough personal issues.
At shame camp, I learned the thoughts I had about other girls were against the will of God.
At Pride Camp, I learned to make curtains.
As you can see, with our Camp Finder network, we have a little something for everyone.
If you want your kids to become more responsible, independent, and well-rounded individuals,
Call now.
With our
Camp Finder network.
you can send them to the camp that's best for them.
And you. Do you recall your glory days at summer camp as being some of the best months of your life? Was your camp experience A,
Okay.
B,
fun,
C?
Funktastic!
Summer camp is often the first time kids are away from their parents.
It is a time of self-discovery.
Freedom.
and could be the first time young people are challenged to make decisions on their own.
Let's gather around the campfire to our favorite place on earth.
Where most of us discovered who we are.
What kind of leaders we could be.
And our strengths and weaknesses.
A parallel universe filled with
Unrequited crushes.
Appropriated Native American terminology.
competitive sports,
And snugly fitted velour shorts topped off with tube socks.
Whether you went to sports camp,
speech camp,
Or if you've been completely deprived of the camp experience,
have no fear. Camp is here. Because you are about to get a crash course.
As you come with us on this journey, we hope that you think about the childhood experiences that help to shape who you are.
including excerpts from Camp Camp by Roger Bennett and Jules Schell.
Harper's Magazine of August 2005 and the New York Times of July 14, 2005.
The NPR program, This American Life, and songs by Bonnie Tyler and Bill Withers.
this is a tale of the great American institution of
Summer camp. Camp has officially begun.
Woo! Over 12 million kids across the country have left the comfort and familiarity of home.
Striking out by plane,
bus.
And automobile for the final destination of
the Great American Outdoors.
The arrival at camp is an occasion that's fraught with emotion.
The air is thick with nervous excitement.
Better campers have lived for this moment.
Counting down 10 months of dead time back in the real world until their return to their happy place.
First-time campers wander around disoriented
Shell-shocked.
and crippled by unshakable.
Homesickness.
The whole community came out to the departure point.
A church parking lot in Little Neck.
There were a lot of tears from the kids.
And a lot of parents who were thinking about the freedom they were about to experience.
And the European vacation they were about to embark upon.
The buses began to pull out in convoy.
But as they did,
One stopped.
bringing the whole lot to a halt.
The doors opened in slow motion. And to our horror, my older daughter came down the steps in tears.
Carrying her luggage.
I don't want to go.
The other parents' reaction was immediate. As my husband tried to reason with our daughter, a number of them came over and started swearing at us.
Throw her back on the bus. My kids will be off the bus next, and there goes my European vacation.
I was caught between my kid and the community.
We struck a deal. My daughter would get back on the bus.
And my husband and I would follow her on the 4-hour drive to camp in our car.
And if she was still homesick when
We
she
would
arrived,
drive her straight home.
She agreed to this.
the convoy buses resumed their journey.
And with a mixture of relief,
And no small amount of guilt.
my husband and I exited the parking lot
And drove
straight.
home.
The girls' bunk was about who was
In.
And about who was.
out.
A vicious social hierarchy, gelled by the tardy lass Debbie Gibson poster, was tacked onto the wall.
For the rest of the summer, the pecking order was in place, based on a complicated set of widely known factors.
Were you beautiful or physically advanced? And if so, could you carry your assets with confidence?
Were you blessed with never-to-love-like sports skills, or a lot for lead in the season's musical?
Did you have an older sibling at the camp, making you instantly cool because you had older campers to say hi to in the mess hall?
Any opinion, no matter how hurtful, could be voiced publicly,
Straight to another girl's face.
making the cabin a place of mental torture in which techniques befitting the CIA manual were commonplace.
If someone were excluded,
They were excluded.
totally.
The only thing a girl could trust was her hairdryer.
Going to sleep in the boys' bunk was a fatal mistake.
You could wake up in the middle of the lake with your bed balance on kayaks.
Or be induced into the act of bedwetting by having your hand dipped in a bucket of water.
The combination of fear and humiliation in one ovenship meant that by the end of the summer,
Nighttime was panic-inducing. But it was a place of radical inclusion. And amid the peculiar stenches of
Wet towels?
deep heat.
High karate aftershave.
and pine sap that hung heavily,
There was much that brought the bunkmates together.
a stash of communal porn hidden in the rafters was one example. The stash had something for everyone.
From girls with guns.
To big butts?
And for the anthropologically inclined,
A few copies of National Geographic.
thanks to the science of nicknaming, none of your new friends called you by your real name.
Bricktini.
Phyllis?
Carrot Top.
All the way, Annie.
Some kids were good at soccer. Others were amazing horseback riders, while some were good at swimming.
But my calling, my talent, my world was
Archery.
And I was the best archer in camp.
I, however, would beg to differ.
Miles missed.
We never spoke much, but often found each other.
Side by side.
Towing the line and shooting.
Shot for shot.
We both had our own straight bows. We were way past the.
Plastic crap stick bows.
Provided by the camp.
My last summer at camp, I got a.
Ben Pearson's compound bow with the rolling system!
If the other kids shot at 30 yards, I'd be off to the side shooting at 70 yards with my compound bow.
He can't even shoot at the regular targets because the arrows just blast straight through it out the other side.
Awesome!
Toward the end of camp, with Camp Olympics approaching, I asked
Dave.
The head archery counselor.
if I could use my compound bow in competition.
Dave said he could.
Miles would just have to take an extra good beating this year.
The day of the Olympics finally arrived.
Miles and I were set to compete head to head.
He walked over towards the targets
Looking like an archery god.
with the bow given to him by Hermes himself.
Apollo. Hermes ran fast.
As he stepped to the line, Miles opened his yap.
It's unfair for him to use the compound bow. It's an advantage.
He had known about the compound bow.
But waited until the last second to stage his protest.
Counselor Dave caved.
He had to revert to his old bow.
But it's a completely different process to shoot with a straight bow. It's a different vibe.
Miles had a big smirk on his face, as if he had won already.
I was nervous.
And completely out of practice.
Miles had a nice grouping.
3 yellows, 3 reds.
I held my shot for a while, trying to get my breathing under control. And I relaxed the bow and took a deep breath.
The outside world blurred until it was just
Me and the target. Me
and gold.
I released the first shot. I knew it was going to be a bullseye before I even released the string.
Things are not going as planned.
My second shot,
He's in the zone!
fueled by my anger at Miles for trying to throw me off my game. And I say wiped a smile off his face when my third shot
Split the first arrow.
In an explosion of feathers!
Camp may have been a time of individual freedom to learn about your strengths and weaknesses.
And test your mind and body in ways you never dreamt were possible.
But above all, it's a sizzling petri dish of sexual exploration.
Here's the equation.
A massive peer group, plus teen
Teen
supervision, plus 1,000 secret hiding places, plus those new feelings you're experiencing in your pants. Equals.
Make out city! Camp would begin with a purity test.
100-question survey to test your preteen sex experiences.
Results of these tests will be scrutinized and used to put you into little sexual boxes.
It asks, have you ever?
Been kissed?
Been French kissed?
Slow dance cheek to cheek.
Smoked tobacco?
Been drunk?
Been arrested.
Seen a stripper?
Gone skinny dipping.
Had sex?
Really?
Had sex in the last 3 months?
Had sex in a car?
Had sex in more than 3 positions.
Had sex outdoors?
Had sex without using a condom?
Yes.
Turn around.
Every now and then I get a little bit lonely and you're never coming round.
Turn around.
Every now and then I get a little bit tired of listening to the sound of my tears.
Turn around.
Every now and then I get a little bit nervous that the best of all the years have gone by.
Turn around.
Every now and then I get a little bit terrified and then I see the look in your eyes.
My first kiss was with Roger Levinson.
She had practiced on a peach all afternoon in the cafeteria before the social. She even tongued it.
At lunch, my bunkmates quizzed me.
Why Roger?
Asked her to dance.
That was sufficient to make him
The one.
I was a year older than she was.
Tall.
Skinny?
Tan.
With short brown hair?
And dark glasses.
There was a rigorous courtship ritual.
Dance at the first social.
Hold hands at the second.
Then you just know in your stomach when it's time to kiss.
Now there's only love in the dark.
Trick is,
You have to find a place to escape the eyes of the authorities.
behind the bunk, when the boys are escorting you off camp.
Seize the moment and head back to the bunk.
I don't remember a single word that he said to me throughout the entire relationship.
I just leaned forward and,
And then they were like,
okay, bye.
Nothing I can do, total eclipse of the heart. On the eve of the Allied invasion of France, General Patton inspired his troops by reminding them that Americans love a winner, but we will not tolerate a loser.
In other words,
1, 2, 3,
4.
We want a code 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We don't want to wait. Woo!
Yeah,
Let's go down.
It is impossible to overstate the importance of color days.
Once you are assigned to a team, you will stay on that team.
All your years at camp.
Being named captain is such a big honor that many older campers can name all the captains of all the teams going back years.
And 2 campers are named each year.
Only campers from the oldest bunks can be chosen.
Counselors who were once named as captains can get all emotional when they tell you about the moment they were chosen.
I was almost in tears. It was the biggest honor of my life.
Just to give you a sense of the intensity of it all, a month before it all begins.
An 11-year-old blue team member is heard saying,
It's not all that competitive. I've talked to a boy on the white team and everything.
The speculation of who's going to get the biggest honor at camp
Is so intense that weeks before color days even begins,
Lindsay Saywitz and some of her friends in Bryn Mawr East.
Decide to consult a Ouija board.
Do you know who the color days captains are?
M.E.
Jamie Stream!
She'll get it, I bet.
Ouija board also picked Lindsay Saywitz.
who coincidentally had her fingers on the pointer at the time.
2 weeks later, in the middle of the night,
It's time to wake up. Come on, put on the man. Put on the man. Let's get out of here. Go, go, go.
Little girls stumble out onto the sidewalk.
Rubbing their eyes.
Wearing mismatched shoes.
Counselors lead 100 campers to the lakefront.
to a 10-foot bonfire by the lake.
It looks like a cross between a debutante ball.
And a clan rally.
Tonight we are here to usher in on 3 days of competition known as Color Days.
I call forth the spirit of the camp.
Like a Grecian play,
One of the counselors comes out of the woods dressed in a white toga.
I am the spirit of the white. I represent the clouds on a summer day, white caps of the water, and the dawn and purity.
What is the message you bring, O white spirit?
It is a difficult thought to convey. To know that each person is a fraction, a part of the team. One can't find peace in a world of dreams. Everyone must belong. If no one is weak, can anyone be strong?
candles are lit,
And campers pledge to uphold the 7 virtues of color.
Friendship,
Determination,
sportsmanship,
enthusiasm,
tolerance,
patience.
And unity.
unity.
Finally, the camp director, Dana, steps forward.
This is the moment everyone has been waiting for.
And the moment she remembers so well from her own youth.
She walks through the rows until she gets to the back.
And silently places a whistle over the heads of those selected to be the captains of the Color Days teams. Oh
The
my
chosen
God.
campers stand up, sob, and cling to each other.
All the other campers stay seated, sobbing into each other.
Turns out the Ouija board was only half right.
Lindsay was chosen. But Jamie looked
Shocked.
And heartbroken.
The next morning, the team gathers for a meeting.
Are you guys pumped? It's Color Days!
No, it's 3 solid days of cheering.
Color Days! Color Days!
We cheered our individual events.
J-A-I-M-E! Jamie! Jamie!
And team sports.
Go White Team! Go White Team! It's birthday! Go White Team! We cheer while waiting for our events to begin. 15 minutes! When you have 15 minutes! When you have 15 minutes!
We even have meetings where we talk about the importance of cheering.
Color Days is a lot you would expect.
Sports.
Sing-alongs.
Scavenger hunts.
For the most part, the teams are evenly matched.
And win and lose gracefully.
The climax of camp is the last day. It's a relay race.
Usually whoever wins relay
Wins Color Days! The first person to reach this flagpole and eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich as fast as they can wins.
You have to go fast.
I mean, like, really fast.
This is serious. You're up against Lexi Somerville and she is fast.
Fast.
So fast, I don't know how she does
She
it.
can really shove it in her mouth.
Jenny, do you think you can do that?
I can do it.
Jenny, you can't eat any dinner.
But it's pizza night.
Too bad.
The relay goes all over camp.
From the bunks.
To the campfire?
To the mess hall.
Through the woods.
Back to the cabins.
And around the shower house.
And to the flagpole.
And the White Team is one Color Days!
It might seem weird, standing among 100 sobbing preteens.
Do you think that most of them will tell you that this
It's the best day at camp.
100 future leaders crying.
Together. That makes it the best day at camp.
school was a nightmare?
I was chubby and awkward.
But when summer came,
Everything changed.
I went to a Jewish sports camp where everyone was just like me.
Geeky.
And awkward.
And then last in gym class.
But at camp, we were popular.
We were athletic.
And that meant that we could be the bullies.
Our year-long pent-up aggression was aimed at.
Gary Gersh.
He saw it all.
His mattress was thrown into a rainstorm.
He was duct taped to a shower stall.
After 4 summers of torture, Gary finally started fighting back.
His catchphrase was,
Suck my wing.
But even that backfired.
One day, a camper replied,
Okay, Gary. When we get back to the bunks, whip it out. You've got the guts.
and so Gary marched back to the bunk and whipped out his junk.
for all to see. But the joke was on us.
It turns out,
Gary was a full-fledged man.
Puberty had spoken.
loud.
And with lots of hair.
After coming out to my parents,
Zach, a 16-year-old.
Was told by his father that he would be going to
Camp Love in Action, which helps boys find
From
freedom,
pornography,
drugs and alcohol
sexual promiscuity,
and your
same-sex urges. The rules are strict.
kids aren't allowed to speak to anyone for the first 2 days.
Kids aren't allowed to go anywhere unsupervised.
keep a journal or a diary,
Or discuss what goes on in the program.
Kids aren't allowed to have any
physical contact with any human being.
When I told my counselor that I just wanted to leave, I was sent to
John Smith, Executive Director of Love in Action.
Zach was told.
I'd rather have you commit suicide than have you leave this camp wanting to return to your gay lifestyle.
Dear Scott Blomkin, I'm sorry on behalf of every camper in Bunk 12 in Camp Powassan in 1981.
I'm sorry on behalf of myself.
I'm sorry. We mocked your tick. The one where you cover your lips every 30 seconds.
I'm sorry we bet you 5 Kit Kat bars that you couldn't go a whole day without puckering your lips.
I'm sorry we pounced on you that one time you described your sunburn as
Red as a light bulb.
And I'm sorry we spent the rest of the summer describing everything
Red,
Maroon.
Rust.
or burgundy as
Red as a light bulb.
I am sorry that we eavesdropped on your conversation with Jimmy the counselor when you told him that you felt like
Boy in the plastic bubble.
I'm sorry that we secretly felt ashamed but didn't admit it, and then congratulated ourselves on a job well done.
Does it make you feel better knowing that I was the one who was getting beaten up during the school year?
I was the Scott Blomkin
On my block.
of my school. Does it help you to know that I consider my treatment of you one of the 2 or 3 low points in my life as a moral being?
Probably not.
But if I see you again,
I'll buy you 5 Kit Kat bars.
I promise.
Your friend,
Tom.
Bill.
Brooke.
Annie.
Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Camp was a true oasis.
We look up at the stars and
Realize how lucky
we are to be there. At
This place, our camp,
was where I had my first kiss.
Where I became a man.
where I learned to be tolerant.
where I defined who I was.
Where we
We all
grew
grew
up.
up.